The default viewing domains in Spectro-X are time and frequency, with associated plots showing a variety of presentation formats utilizing these domains in addition to power. But sometimes an analysis requires viewing data in other domains, such as phase or the display of INQ data. In addition, viewing details at the sample level is also sometimes required. To enable both of these capabilities, Spectro-X provides two view plots, the view time domain and the view spectrogram. These are static displays, although they can be scrolled in time span increments, but they don't flow as the spectrogram or the scrolling time domain do smoothly across the display. They move in time segments based on the settings of the window, but do provide a very high resolution, in fact the highest resolution display down to the individual sample level that is available within Spectro-X. To illustrate these, let's look at a recording of an 802.11 wireless LAN transmission in order to view details of its training sequence, which is a carrier-suppressed phase-modulated portion of the 802.11 frame. Here we've got two channels of 802.11 data. We'll just, for this demonstration, we'll just deal with the channel 1 on the left-hand side. And first we'll zoom in down to an individual frame. When we do this, we see in relative detail, the timing sequence. Actually, there are two timing sequences. One occurs here, and if we look in a little bit more detail, we'll actually see a second one as well. So here's one, and here's the second one. Let's place a marker on the first one and go through the marker window, ask Spectro-X to view and present a view time domain window using the marker that we just placed as the starting point in time. When we do that, the view time domain window shows up in default as time versus magnitude. But we can, by right-clicking on the window, ask it to display phase versus time. And when we do that, we see, in fact, here's the first phase modulated training sequence, and here's the second training sequence. Let's look a little bit more detail. Let's go into the settings window, and instead of the range being 100, let's change the range to 50 microseconds. And when I do that, we've now got the ability to view in fairly high resolution each of the phase modulated carrier suppressed training sequences. If I need to make a very specific time reference measurement, I can go back to the view spectrogram and change the marker. And as I move the marker, in fact, so does the marker on the view time domain window itself. Similarly, I can go back and use the marker as the reference point for a view spectrogram. And in the view spectrogram, I now am looking at a span that I can set in terms of time. And here we see a very detailed frequency domain and power level presentation of that timing sequence. If I enlarge this, I am not actually interpolating between samples. I am simply enlarging the view on a sample by sample basis. So very high resolution, very high visual detail presentation of a specific time segment of a waveform that we want to analyze. And note here again also the second timing sequence. So a very nice, very concise, high-level presentation detail in other domains beyond the time and the frequency domain, giving the viewer the ability to look in time, frequency, phase, and INQ domains to do a very precise analysis of a particular segment of a waveform within Spectro-X.